Hi, my name is Christine.
And my name is Mary.
And we are sisters, and we are the co-hosts of this sort of weekly podcast, Dawson Cries. Listeners, we took a little bit of a break over the holidays. As I like to say, we were in a holidays of cookies and eggnog and sleep and presents and just being lazy. So we needed a little vacation. We had a really nice holiday, spent a lot of time together as a family, did a lot of things in our local hometown, which was a blast. And, we hope that you all had a really restful, relaxing, joyful holiday as well. And now we are, fresh into 2019. It's a new year. A new Congress was sworn in yesterday, if by the time you're listening. Very exciting. Very exciting. But we've got a lot coming up this year. I think it's going to be a big year. This episode was pretty big, too. We're excited to get back into it. We're deep in the heart of season 3. This is episode 20, and it's called The Longest Day. And my lovely sister Mary is going to share her theory about this episode structure.
Yo, what up, listeners? It's been a minute, but we're back. Okay, so this episode was a lot of fun. At first, I was like, what is going on? And then I think I have like a little bit of a theory. Like, at first, my roommate and I were watching it, and we thought that it was like a Groundhog's Day thing where they get to relive the day a bunch of different times and break the bad news to Dee a bunch of different ways. And then we realized, no, that's not what's happening. They're just showing what happens from each character's point of view. So you get to see like how each of the 4 main characters experience the day. So the first shot at it, we get to see all the events that happen that Pacey is there for. And the second part of the second iteration is all the scenes that Joey's in, everything she does during the day. Then the third one's that big old Dee. Mm-hmm. And then the fourth one is a combination of Jen and Andie, their happenings in the day. So it's kind of a cool way to do the episode. It was like a little repetitive, but it was kind of a cool payoff to just see what people knew when, and just see the same scenes but with different information was kind of interesting to me. What did you think, Christine?
Yeah, I was impressed because this was a total departure from Dawson traditional Dawson episodes, where it's basically just chronological, straight, nothing crazy, like jumping back and forward in time like they did with this one. And to me, it seems like this is kind of like one of the big climax episodes of the show that it's going to have, because there's like a lot of weightiness being discussed among the characters. Everything's kind of coming to a head. So I feel like the mix-up of the structure kind of adds to the drama. But I like the payoff was great. Like, I agree with you, and I'm sure we'll get to it at the end. But it really worked, I thought. The structure matched what they were trying to say. So yeah, I was impressed. I have to say, though, like, when it opened, every time with Dawson almost dropping the champagne, I was definitely waiting for one of those times him to just totally drop it and make a just big mess and cause a disaster. And I was like, man, like, I wish he would have just one time been a klutz.
Well, I mean, did you kind of pick up on that it was from different people's point of view, or no?
I guess I didn't really think about it that way. I just kind of thought, like, they're telling us more each time, like filling in more and more of the blanks. Right. But looking back on it, yeah, that's probably what they were doing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just kind of tracking who was in every scene, and it was sort of like that's what it followed, Yeah, so in this first one, through Pacey's prism of judgment, the day begins. Dee and Mitch with that champagne for the boat christening. I mean, talk about people with nothing to do in this episode. Mitch, he's on screen for like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Jack has one line. We'll get to it later, but he has one line. I'm like, this is a major character. Grams has more screen time than him. Kind of disappointed in that. But he looked great in his little jersey, but we'll get to it later. So Dawson and Mitch are there for the boat christening. True love is about to set sail. But Joey's missing. Dawson says that she is currently at the library to learn more about the Watergate hearings, and I just wrote LOL JK. That like so perfectly suits our current moment. But no, actually she's making out with Pacey. So she's already lying to the D in a big way.
Yeah, they're really hot and heavy in that boathouse. They just can't stop kissing each other. It's new love. It's kind of forbidden love. It's very charged. And then they're talking about, like, when are they going to tell Dawson? That's kind of like the black cloud over their love fest. And
yeah,
they talk about it back and forth, and Joey's, like, really kind of very nervous about it. And Pacey's like, well, okay, I'll tell him. I'll be the one to tell him. I just need one day. So this is, like, the longest day. Sets it up. So we know
seriously.
Today is the day. Pacey's going to tell his best friend that him and the girl that he loves and has loved since he was a little boy can't stop kissing each other. Whew, that's a tough thing to do.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, Joey refers to what they're up to as an embarrassing grope fest, and Pacey's just like, we need to tell D ASAP. And yeah, Joey's more apprehensive, but I mean, they're both kind of on the same page that like it's something that needs to be done. But then like we find out that like, but then it just kind of cuts, which is really weird. Like we don't get to see the christening. We then jump to like Dougie's apartment, and it turns out that Buzz's mom forgot to pick him up. I'm like, oh my god, like, this kid is like, you're leaving him with another kid. Like, you can't just forget to pick him up.
That must happen all the time, though. I mean...
yeah, probably. Probably you're right. But basically, Pacey's like, I got shit to do. I'm not hanging around with you anymore, Buzz. Another one with nothing to do. He had, like, one line, maybe. And so basically, Dougie's stuck with him. I mean, I'd be pissed if I was Dougie.
Yeah, Dougie is pissed.
He is.
Yeah.
He rages.
Yeah, he's not thrilled. He's like, my apartment's so clean and neat. This kid is messy. He's gonna mess it all up.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and then we jump over. There's a lot of jumping in this episode to Graham's place, and it looks like she's planning a little trip. And
yeah, where's she going?
I don't know. They don't know if they tell you.
I know, but I want more Graham stories.
Yeah, she's like, I gotta get the heck out of the creek.
Who is she visiting?
She's leaving town. Maybe she's going to see Eve.
Oh, wouldn't that be something?
That'd be a twist. We'll never know.
It would be.
I don't know.
Wow.
But she's very, 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 very preoccupied about Henry's sexual impulses and forbids him to even enter the house, set foot in the Lindy house.
Yeah, but I'm like... apparently Henry's already seen Jen in lingerie, so what's going on?
Yeah, it's like they don't need to be in the house, Grams.
I know, yeah, sex can happen on the porch. Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
Ow. I mean, they're teens, they're crazy, they don't give a shit.
Yeah, they'll do it any damn where. They'll do it anywhere they please.
That's true. And then it looks like Jen, as she is saying goodbye to Grams, she sees Pacey.
Yeah.
Standing in Dee's yard.
Oh my god, looking suspicious as
He's
all
like a
hell.
statue, like frozen, terrified, obviously. He's about to tell Dawson.
Oh my god.
But just when Jen comes over, she's about to help him, it seems like. Jen is like a guardian angel of everyone.
I know!
It's crazy, right?
It's insane.
She is very angelic, gotta say.
Yeah.
But... you know, something pauses it, and it's Mitch. He walks out, says, oh, Dawson's not here. He's at the library.
Why everyone
Mary,
at the
this
library
confused me the first time. I was like, what the heck? The library?
Yes. I thought, yeah, he said he was going to be home. I'm confused.
Yeah, it was like, all right. And then we cut right to the library, I think. And Dee's there, and he sees Andie. He runs into Andie. And he says that she has that library glow.
No, Pacey runs into Andie, right?
Oh, you're right. Yes. Oh, yeah. I was... See, when I write my notes, I write it like paragraph form because that's how I write.
Oh, you do? Oh,
So it's hard for me to remember if I use a pronoun. I'm like, who's the subject?
Is that a P or a D?
I know, I have P's and D's.
That's my problem.
I gotta.
And the J's. It could be either.
It's true. But no, you're right. That was a crucial moment, that Pacey.
Yeah, big moment.
Yeah.
Big.
And there, we saw, like, Andie, she's happy. She's pretty. She's glowing. And then someone walked right behind her. I thought it was Dee. I thought it was Dawson. It looks just like him.
It was Krutsky.
Oh, Will. That's right. It's been a long time.
Krutsky.
I gotta refresh my memory.
Oh,
I think
my
he looks
God,
a lot like
Will
Dawson.
Krutsky. He does. They all look the same.
They really do.
High school boys, y'all look the same to me.
But she's kind of like telling Pacey. Does she tell him that she has a date that night?
She says they're getting dinner.
Oh, yeah.
And Pacey's just like, gotta eat.
Oh, that was funny. Girls gotta eat. Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah, I mean, he seems happy for her. He's not jealous.
No. Well, he's got Joey, so he's probably a little
Right.
relieved.
Right. So, I mean, then we bounce back and we're back. There's so much bouncing.
It's like a jumping bean. Yeah.
It really is. So we're back at Doug's house, and Pacey has somehow acquired a Pokemon Blue for Buzz. Gives it to him immediately with what money as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Buzz, meanwhile, has destroyed Doug's answering machine, which I guess is a plot point because later Joey leaves a message, but it's not really explored. I mean,
it's true.
It's just messy. So Doug does a total 180 when Pacey's like, I've got good news, Doug, like, and it's about Joey. Like, she likes me too, and we're gonna tell Dawson today. And he's like, you haven't told Dawson yet? Oh, buddy, you're sneaking around behind your best friend's back. And he's like, you're going to end up alone. No girlfriend, no friend. Just completely and utterly alone. Yikes!
Oh, my God.
I mean, that's dumb.
I know. And I was
like, what the hell?
he's high school kid. Like,
I know! And it only just happened. I mean, if they weren't going to be a couple, then what's the point in telling Dawson?
Right, yeah. And, like, that's irresponsible of Doug. How could he say that to his younger brother when he should know better?
It was incredibly cruel.
Yeah.
It was so cruel, I couldn't even believe it.
And Doug was, like, so pro Pacey and Joey before.
He was.
So, yeah.
I mean, I think Buzz just got on his last nerve.
Buzz turned him into a mean soul, yeah.
Something happened with Buzz that we weren't privy to.
That's funny. I know, he did have those rubber gloves on. I'm like, there must be a big mess. Yeah, that was sad, though. I was like, uh-oh, high stakes.
Yeah. Really upsetting. But then we jump, and we're right outside of Dawson's house again. And it's nighttime. And I'm like, well, what's happened?
It was fast, yeah.
It's so bizarre. So then Joey runs up and is like, don't go. Don't tell him. We can't tell him right now. Well, actually, I gotta be the one to tell him. And it's like, what?
I know.
And then he's like, well, actually, I was just chickening out. And she's like, oh, well, then actually, that's probably a sign that we shouldn't do it. And he's like, the fuck? And then Dawson's like, what are y'all talking about? And then Pacey's like, we were arguing about us. There's an us here now. Bum, bum, bum. And then...
Oh, but wait, before we jump to the new day, one point, like when Pacey said he was going to chicken out, and Joey was like, well, maybe that's a sign. That was an uh-oh moment. And then Pacey was like, you didn't come over to tell Dawson. You just came over to stop me from telling him. And I was like, uh-oh. And then Dawson, with his cut in. So that never got resolved, and that made me nervous.
I know. It was so weird. And then she's like, you know. And then it cuts to... I mean, in this crazy way. You ever have one of those days you wish you could live all over again?
The sunrise over the creek.
I like, the fuck? Like, what am I watching? Am I drunk right now? I was like, did it skip? Do I need to restart? I mean, I know I've been having a lot of sugar and alcohol over the past 2 weeks. But I don't think my brain is this fucked up. No, just the episode. So, we're right out there. Dawson's about to drop the champagne.
I wish.
I wish. It was just crazy. It was so confusing because it's like it seemed like different dialogue was happening, but then I realized it wasn't different dialogue. It was just we didn't hear what the other characters were saying because they were focused on different point of views. So this one is from Joey's point of view. So we see Jen, because Joey and Jen start talking right before that. So Jen apparently is going to return all the President's Men to Dawson because she borrowed it from him. But Henry didn't think there were enough cute girls in it.
Oh yeah. That didn't really seem like Henry.
Henry was wilding out this episode. That's all I gotta say.
Yes, freshman ass was getting more horny.
Yeah. Disgusting. So Pacey's like really impressed that Dee brought champagne instead of cider. And then we see Jen at the payphone being just the best version of just Jen that I can imagine. She's like, yeah, you gotta come over after hours when Gramps is out of the house. I'm like, Jen. And then Joey comes up to Jen for some advice. And she's like, oh, girl, I gotta tell you the truth. Pacey's feelings are very much requited. Mm-hmm. She's like, what do I do? Do I tell Dawson? The answer's a big fat yes, says Jen. Which was pretty cute. Pretty cute.
Yeah, it was cute. It was good advice.
Yeah.
And then Joey goes on to say that she wishes she was more like you, like Jen. And I was like, Joey, me too.
Yeah, well, Joey's like getting all in her head. She's like, if this were a movie, I'd be a villain. The girls are always the villain. And Jen's like, most of those stories have been written by men. I'm like, yes, queen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought that was on character. And then
yes.
Yeah, Joey says like, well, you're just like Pacey. You're both fearless. And she really admires that. And Jen's like, well, let me tell you something about us fearless ones. We're really not. But then she really boils down the dilemma for Joey. She's like, well, if you tell Dawson, he gets hurt. But if you tell Pacey not to tell Dawson, Pacey gets hurt. So it's a hard situation. That's the fact of it. But still, Jen's like, just tell Dawson. You got to tell Dawson. Right. That's her advice. Then Joey gets a confession from Andie. And they're at the library. Joey's really trying to finish this Watergate project.
So she could make out.
Yeah, she's like, let me find the corruption and then go get it on. But Andie's like, hey, there's a 20-minute limit on the computer. And Joey's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Andie's like, I have to confess, I'm not over Pacey. They're talking about her date with Will. This
was rogue, didn't you think?
It was, but I mean, this also is something that kept repeating in the episode. Seeing an old love and getting your old feelings all reflamed, you know?
Right.
So she saw Pacey. I mean, she's seen Pacey every single day, though.
I know, it just didn't seem in character.
Andie is just like... I think they used her, like, time in the mental institution to conveniently make her very unpredictable.
Yeah, I just can't. I thought she was over Pacey, but maybe not. I mean, she was still really into him in that episode when she was dating the other guy.
I know. She seems like she's always going to have, like, a harbored love for him.
Yeah, and I guess, like, when you start seeing someone, you naturally compare them to your ex, and that can kind of make you miss your ex, so that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't like, this is total bullshit when I saw it. But right. I was like, well, this is just adding fuel to the fire, so it's kind of, like, convenient for the plot, but...
Right.
Yeah, but she's like, he's just not Pacey. I'm not over him. I thought I was. And now Joey's got that hanging over her head, too.
Right.
Then I just said, Joey is very awkward with Dee. I don't know where they were. I didn't write any context to remind myself.
Oh, well, Dawson bumps into Joey, and he tells her that he wants to have a movie night that night, and she blows him off.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
She, like, makes up some excuse.
Yeah, it was really painful.
Yeah, and that's when she leaves the message for Pacey that he should not tell Dawson, because she wants to tell him.
Right. And then, is that when she goes over to Dawson's?
Yeah, and then she goes right to Dee's. Like, insane. He's already watching a movie with a love triangle storyline just like theirs. Turns out it's the movie they tried to watch on their first date. I can't remember why their first date got interrupted. Because Jen showed up?
I think so, because weren't they at that theater when it got refurbished? And that's where Jen and Dawson had their first date.
Oh my god, Dawson, get a clue. Pick a different first date idea.
Yeah, well, he has better advice for that other guy, but...
Oh my god, it's insane.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, oh no, like, this is too close, like, something's fishy.
Yeah.
And it's awful for Joey, because she walks in right when the two guys are having the fight over the girl.
Oh my god,
and they're talking about the movie, like, oh, this is a movie we saw on our first date. We never got to see the end, though, so it wasn't really a great date as far as movies go, according to Dawson. And Joey's like, well, how did it end? And Dawson explains the plot. The two guys fight over the girl, their friendship is destroyed, and everyone ends up alone and hating each other.
Sounds about right.
So it's just like basically exactly what Doug said. So now we have two characters predicting disaster.
I know.
Oh my god.
Then Joey comes up with a stupid excuse that she needs to watch Baby Alexander and runs away. I was like,
she like basically jumps out the window.
Yeah. She's like, abort!
I can't do it.
It's like that gif where the guy jumps out the window.
Yeah, we could make that into a gif for sure.
Yeah. And she basically sees Pacey, and that's when they have the conversation. And Dawson again is like, what y'all talking about? And Pacey, this time we get to hear him say, we didn't want to tell you this way. He says, you didn't tell me. She says, you know. Don't.
Yeah. And it seemed like Dawson could kind of hear them from his window. So
you would think.
Yeah, it sounded like when we saw the camera in Dawson's room, you could hear Pacey and Joey outside. So it's like, oh, he can hear. Yeah. It's like, uh-oh.
Yeah, oh boy.
But then, Mary, did you ever have one of those days you wish you could live all over again?
Yeah, but not because it was a bad day. If it's a bad day, I'm like, let's get to tomorrow.
I know, but we're not. We have to live it again.
I've had moments I've wanted to do over, not whole freaking days. What about you?
I mean, I was kind of asking rhetorically because then we like jump to a new day.
No, I know.
You're just asking. Yeah, there's days I'd want to live again.
Like for a happy reason, though.
Not for
something bad happened. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if something bad happens, you just want to redo that one moment, not the whole freaking day.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe the reasoning is like, oh, it's a bad day. What could I have done differently?
Yeah, let me look at all my actions throughout the day.
Yeah, it's probably coming from that.
But really, she needs to do a couple weeks over it. Maybe a couple years with the Dawson.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's complicated, as we know. It's going to take time.
Oh, it's complicated. That's all I keep hearing about this couple.
I know, it's ridiculous.
It's complicated. It's complicated.
It's like your high school.
Put it on your Facebook.
That's funny.
That would definitely be on Joey's
Their
Facebook.
relationship? Yeah, it's complicated.
It's complicated.
Oh my word.
Joey. Oh my god, finally we get the perfect line from Jack. The only thing he gets to do on this episode is stand in some like cut off jersey and say, don't look now, but I think that's the captain of this vessel. I mean, can you imagine flipping through your script? You get one, it's the biggest episode so far of this series, and you got that as your line.
I thought he had one other line where he was like, come on, man, let's get the show on the road, or something like that.
Oh, yeah, that too. So memorable, I forget.
It made me laugh because I was like, Jack wouldn't say that. He would just too nice. Although he's not really. Well, he's not that nice.
Although we don't even know because he hasn't even been featured at all. We don't know his personality anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe he's gotten real impatient.
It's got to get back to football season. That's my advice.
I know. I want to know what's going on with, like, where is he even living now? He's probably, I guess he's living with Andie. Things are going better with his dad, but we haven't checked in a while.
I know, and his love life. I want to know what's up with that.
Is he still friends with that guy? I don't know.
Yeah, that cutie. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hope so. But no, this is all about Pacey, Joey, and Dawson, this ep. So.
Oh, yeah. So this one is from Dawson's point of view. So we get to see the culmination of what happens with that champagne.
Yes. Finally.
Yeah. Pacey gives this big speech talking about his boat, and he thanks Hurricane Chris for bringing the boat to him. Which really made me laugh because that's another great
That
episode.
was a good callback. Yeah.
I know. I was like, yes, Hurricane Chris was a great episode.
Yeah, it just goes to
drop
show.
A bombshell on Dee. That hurricane brought nothing but horror and sadness on Dawson.
Much like The Longest Day. It brought Pacey good fortune.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was able to afford true love thanks to Hurricane Chris.
I mean, back when Hurricane Chris rolled through town, Pacey was still with Tamar.
That's right. Yeah. Getting in
remember
between
that?
her and Dougie.
Oh my god, that was why I can't believe that happened.
I know, that was crazy.
That was really wild. So, yeah, so Pacey also thanks all the people who helped him with the boat. And then we jump to the library. These jumps are so extreme.
I know.
Krudsky's there, and he asks Dawson for first date advice in the most awkward way imaginable. He's like, what did you and Joey do on your first date? It's like, well, their relationship fell apart, so maybe ask someone else for advice.
Yeah, and I feel like he was like hiding in the stacks. I feel like
he was being real
cryptic. You have a scene or like a show that takes place in the library, you have to have that scene. And they're in the library so much, so it was bound to happen.
They do it every episode. Yeah, it's like they're constant. I think they did it in that one when they're in detention too.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny. But yeah, he asked Dawson for advice because he's not very inventive or doesn't know, like, first date, dude. It's the first one. Like, you have to have one idea.
Yeah, exactly. If you can't think of one thing you want to do with the person, then just skip it.
Yeah, it's not a good sign. But Dawson tells him, we went to the movies, but it's awful because you can't even talk to the person. You can't even look at them. You're just sitting there in silence.
Well, he did that twice with two different girls.
I know. So. Dawson loves movies. It took him a while to learn that. But Dawson said, well, there's always the creek.
Oh my God. He suggests that because of course he does.
It's Dawson's Creek.
He's like, come to my creek and I'll loan you my boat. I'm like, Dawson, didn't you crash that boat? Mitch isn't going to let you give it to one of your crazy friends.
He gives him the cheesy rowboat.
Yeah, he's like, oh, of course you can use my boat. I'm like, what?
Oh, that was funny.
Yeah, oh my God. Ridiculous. Yeah, he was like waxing so poetic about the creek. I was like, oh God, where's this
Yeah, it
going?
makes it sound very cliche yet romantic. It's like, oh boy.
Yeah.
And that triggers his memory of a past love with Joey. And he's like, well, I gotta see an old friend tonight. He wants to rekindle that flame, baby.
Gotta see a dog about a bone.
But Dawson goes next scene to Jen's house. And Mary, this was bad.
Oh my God, Henry on my shit list.
Henry, yeah. Ugh. Yeah.
Henry's up Schitt's Creek. Without a paddle. Boom! Henry is not allowed inside. And I'm like shocked that Jen is like abiding by Grams' rules. I mean, I think she's just kind of toying with him because he's antsy. But he starts being really annoying and he's like, what if I need to use the bathroom? Or the phone? Or what if you start choking and dying? And Jen's still like being funny and she's like, oh, we'll have to consult an etiquette book. And then, like, as soon as she sees Dee walking up her driveway, she's like, Henry, scram, get inside. And he's like, but I thought I was allowed inside. She's like, get the fuck out. And she very quickly kind of spills the beans. She's like, oh, how are you feeling? And Dee's like, I'm good. And she's like, it's really better that Pacey told you. Eep.
Whoops. Oh, Jen.
Oh, my God. Dawson starts flipping the fuck out. He's like, what did he tell me? It's about Joey, isn't it? The fact that you're unwilling to answer my question speaks volumes.
Oh, Dawson.
Dawson's like, his heart is pounding. His mind is racing.
Mm-hmm.
And he just runs off because he's mad that Jen didn't tell him sooner.
And Mary, I gotta tell you, I was thrilled to see he cried a little bit.
He did cry a little, but he didn't cry a lot.
I know, but Dawson cried.
I wanted to see the
Dawson
cry.
cried.
I know. Yeah, Dawson did.
It was
that should be the episode. That should be the episode title.
Dawson good. Cried. Although when he cries for real.
Yeah.
Well,
That's true.
We'll get there. I wonder if it's coming soon.
I know, I really thought this would be the
So
episode.
did I! I was like, oh, this is gonna happen. He cried a little. He's about to cry a lot.
I know.
Maybe when Joey loses her virginity to Pacey.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's starting to cry. He's about 4 or 5 seconds from wildin'. He's ready to wild out.
Oh, D.
Oh my God. D, he hears them. He's watching them from the window.
Oh, yeah, we're back at that part.
Then it cuts. Like, we don't get to see, or we do see him with Joey again?
I think we do,
Yeah, we
because
do.
I wrote down here, Dawson tells Pacey that he's going to end up alone.
Yeah.
And that's like...
Oh, yeah. Well, first Joey comes through the window.
Oh, right.
And they have that whole talk.
Yeah.
And
that I thought
then-
was repetitive.
Yeah. But it was kind of cool to see that he already knew and how he was kind of...
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it did. You were kind of like, okay. He put this movie on purpose.
Like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, to see what it would do to
Yeah.
her. Yeah. Exactly.
Dawson, you dirty dog.
You dirty dog. Although he didn't know she was coming over.
Yeah, that's true. Unless he thought
Yeah.
Pacey, because Pacey was supposed to come over. That's what Jen said.
Right.
Yeah. So maybe he was like, oh, I'm going to get Pacey.
Right. And then when he's like, oh, is Pacey supposed to be
Right,
here?
right, yeah,
Like,
he played all
playing
coy.
dumb. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, Dawson's like listening to them from the window after Joey leaves. He's like really freaking out. And then he like goes down, does the whole thing. What are y'all talking about? And then he's like, I'm finding it a little hard to process the fact that you still think we're friends. Like he like goes off on Pacey really quick.
Ugh.
It's like friendship doesn't come above sex in your personal priorities. And then he's like, Pacey doesn't know what to say to that. And he's like, don't look at her. He's like, I feel sorry for you because when all this is over, you're really going to need your friends. You're not going to have backup. And, oh no. And you're not going to have a single one.
Oh.
Then he turns around and he rats them all out to Andie too.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't stand to look at you. I was like, oh my
Dawson,
God.
he's Dawson this way, his drama.
Dawson's like overcome with emotions.
I'm just sad he didn't do a hair flip.
Oh, you're
And then
so
do a
right.
flop. And then cry.
But it was good. How did he do any flopping?
No.
He's too upset to.
I
even
know, he did a
flop.
bedroom cry. That was the most intense I've seen so far.
It was intense. I also liked it when he screamed at Pacey and then went storming off.
That
to
was
the door.
good.
It was a good storm off. I mean, he was in a full blown rage.
Yeah.
He was
I wanted to
wild.
give him a hug. I really did.
You
Yeah.
did? I was kind of like, dude, breathe.
I know. But it was like, he's so worked up. Like,
Yeah,
dude.
and I mean, I understand it, but like, he's really saying a lot of things that he's probably gonna regret.
Oh, yeah. It's the heat of the moment. Yeah.
But I'm sure he's gonna be all like, just feeling justified.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
You know how that D is.
He's like, I have the moral high ground, and I'm gonna like stomp all
Yeah.
over it and let everyone know.
Right.
It's like, all right, Dawson,
Yeah.
you're not perfect.
Right.
So
then it's like, we're back at Jen and Andie's point of view. And I really, really like, I don't know if you picked up on this, but when we go back to the scene with Jen and Dawson, the music just picks back right up to what the music was playing in the previous time they did the scene.
Oh, good. So that was
It
continuous.
was kind of cool.
That is cool.
I noticed because it was like good. I liked the soundtrack in this episode. It was a little more grown up. Not as cheesy. Still cheesy, but not as. There was like some song about a dark cloud. I kind of liked it. Yeah, but like, so here we are, and like Dawson's just left, and Henry's being a freaking dick about the whole situation because high school boys stop. He just tries to kiss her through her telling the story. She's like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm trying to make you feel better, baby. She's like, no, you're not. You're trying to make yourself feel better. I was like, snaps for Jen.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I want to put us before whatever little mini drama you and your friends have kicked up this week. Then he calls her irrational for being mad about him being such a jerk. And then she kicks his horny freshman ass out. Thank God.
I know. Yeah, that was so rude. It's like, Jen is clearly
That
really
Henry.
distraught. She's trying to tell you about it, to have like an intimate moment, like emotionally. And Henry, all he can think about is getting his kiss, was smooching away all the sadness. I'm like, Henry,
I'm done with him.
He is
a
corny freshman.
Yeah, he's
so yeah.
Sorry for all you Henry lovers out there.
The boot. I don't think there's many
in the boot. I thought you loved him.
I liked him at the football. I miss the football days. That was the shit. Yeah. Then he did that thing on the rafters and the blood, and it's too much.
He's always really
a wild card. Yeah. And when he didn't give Jen a veggie burger,
I don't know where they're going.
I didn't appreciate that. It's like, give the girl a burger, Henry.
Yeah.
Being withholding.
Yeah, just because she doesn't love you. Get over it.
Will.
Girls gotta eat.
Girls gotta eat. That's true. And then we jump. This is a brand new scene. We get to see Will and Andie's first date. They're out on the creek. Yeah. Will's rowing the boat. And they're kind of like, what are we doing? Which I thought was funny.
Why are we even here?
Yeah, I mean, it would be cute. Like, maybe he should have brought a little picnic or something, or like a candle. I don't know.
It is kind of like, what now?
Yeah, they're just like out in the water, like chilling. Yeah. And he's like, well, pretend we're not on a date. And then he's like, what?
She's like,
yeah,
why?
What are we doing?
She's like, you can't cancel this date in the middle of it. This is a date.
Yeah, like, and you're out on the creek.
I've already told people I'm on a date, so let's try.
But then he starts talking about some Greek mythology story, which I'm not as educated as Will, so I don't know all the names of these Greek gods. But
I know this.
Yeah, he's talking about a man who falls in love with a woman and loses her, and she is like allowed to come back to him if he goes to get her and does not turn to look at her. Mm. And I feel like there's another mythological story about this, where if you look back, you turn into a pillar of salt. But
that's what basically, it's Orpheus and Eurydice.
Oh, okay. So, Mary, you're more educated than me, so you know that.
Yeah, I did. I just saw a version of this story played out in London.
Oh, really?
At the Battersea Arts Center. Yeah, it was just a story of Orpheus and Eurydice told through jazz musicians and kind of like a exaggerated 1920s jazz, no dialogue sort of way. It was really good.
Super cool.
It was, and I was like annoyed by how corny Krudsky was being with it after seeing such a great rendition of it.
Well, yeah. He's just a teenage boy in a boat.
Yeah, exactly. So basically the story is the love of his life dies, is sent to the underworld. He's a musician. He asks Hades, he like plays a concert for Hades, and then Hades is like, well, you can stay with your love, but yeah, you can never look at her. And then he turns around and looks at her, and then she vanishes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So pretty sad. Andie, I guess, is enjoying the date. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like Andie kind of still wishes she was with Pacey.
Yeah, probably a little bit.
Because
Pacey wouldn't be telling any myths. He would just be going for the kiss.
Yeah, Andie's kind of over that. She wants something more. And she was super upset when she and Will find out about Pacey and Joey.
Oh, yeah.
Like, her hurt is really coming out then, because she's mad at Pacey. She basically yells at him and says, what were you thinking? This was so stupid of you. Joey was, Dawson was Joey's first love. She's always going to love him more than you, and now you're just going to lose your friends. Like, you've just... That was really harsh. Yeah. But then it's also Andie's way of telling Pacey, you were my first love. I'm always going to love you the most.
Oh.
So.
Oh, I didn't even pick up on that.
Isn't that sad? I know. And Will's, in the meantime, right behind them, like, awkward.
Yeah, really
Poor guy.
awkward.
He's like, oh, well, I guess I know where I stand.
Right. In the bottom of the creek.
Oh. I know. He's like, let me take my myths elsewhere.
Let me take my... Yeah, right. Oh my god, then we get to see even more of Dee's outrage.
Yeah.
He's like, Dee and Joey are hashing it out upstairs in Dee's room where so much drama has already taken place in their short lives. He's like, is this some sort of punishment? He brings up that she's always claiming she wants to find herself. This is one of my gripes too. But is this what you were looking for, Pacey? He's like, just explain it to me how two people who can't even stand to be in the same room together are now in love with each other and have to be hooking up. And he totally blames Joey for the complicated nature of their relationship, which is, like, not fair. She's like, I can't explain why it happened, but I need him. And he's like, you need him like you need me? And he gives her the old ultimatum.
Yeah, ultimatums never work, ever. Don't do it.
You don't think so?
No.
No.
And if it did, it would feel so cheap. Like, that's not how you want it. Yeah, it's not smart. Yeah, I don't know, Mary, did you think there was any credence to what Dawson said, that Joey is the one that made their relationship complicated?
No. It's a two-way street.
Yeah, I mean, there are two people involved.
Yeah, what do you do?
I can't decide. It's just, maybe it's...
Wow, you're team D this episode.
I like the D for some reason. But it's just confusing because she was so over the moon for him. Then when they get together, she's like, no.
Well, that's true.
So I can see a little of where he's coming from.
Yeah, well, they've had a ton of back and forth, and a lot of it is because of Joey.
Yeah, but it's not her fault. Like, that's how she feels. Right. So, you can't help it. The heart wants what it wants, and Joey's wants Pacey.
Yeah. But he's like, well, we don't have a friendship. You can't have both of us. You can't have him as your boyfriend and me as your consolation prize.
Ugh.
And then he's like, this ruins everything. There's no going back. It was like so intense.
Yeah, the ultimate ultimatum.
It was so intense.
Yeah.
Then we have Jen. She's being a good ear, as always, to Dawson.
Yeah.
After Joey's left. She's like, you're not alone. Don't ever think that. Here's my 2 cents. If two people are on a crash course for each other, and you throw yourself in between, you're only going to bring them that much closer. You just have to let things run their course and let her decide. I was like, oh, bravo, Jen. You're such a voice of reason on this show.
She is. She's like everyone's guru.
Yeah, it's crazy.
She's so wise.
I don't know. I don't know how it happened.
I know.
It must have been with Abby Morgan's death.
I know. Well, yeah. She grew up a lot.
Yeah, she did.
She really came. She came a long way. My God.
I know. I just think of her about to have that 3-way and throwing up on that white picket fence.
I know. And now she's giving out great life advice.
Look at her now.
Yeah. Well, we contain multitudes.
Man.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. And then Dawson's like, well, I'm going to fight for her. And then this, like, old-timey, Titanic-like music starts to play. Like the music that they played in steerage.
Oh, my God.
I was like, what?
That's funny.
I was like, so strange. I was like, oh, it's not a good idea if Dawson's going to start trying to fight for Pacey. Like, this or for Joey. This is going to get really
That made me nervous, too. I was like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God. The drama is only just beginning.
The drama's a ruin. Oh, my God. And then we're over again by are we on the creek or are we on something else? I don't know. Some body of water.
I think, they're by the true love again, aren't they?
Yeah, they're by the true love. Pacey's staring at it. Joey walks up. She's complimenting him on his boat.
Oh, it's so awkward.
He's like, I don't know if it's seaworthy. And she's like, I think it looks pretty stable. He's like, well, I think I see some stormy weather ahead. Oh, brother, where art thou? This was silly.
Yeah, I hate when they do that talk in the metaphors very obviously.
Like, I know. It's really stupid.
Yeah. And then, I mean, the conversation after they get past all that, though, I did like.
Yeah.
Because Joey asked Pacey that question, like, do you ever have a day you'd want to live all over again? And, they kind of talk it through, and they're like, well, what could we have done differently today to make this not blow up in our faces like it did? And Joey says, well, you know what? Even if we did things differently, we'd end up in exactly the same place. And Pacey's like, here, right where we started.
Oh, wow.
And I thought that to me tied the episode together because it's like you said, I expected it to be like a Groundhog Day, Like, they're going to do it over. They're going to do it over. And maybe it'll get right. And they're trying to do it right. But there's no way to do it right because the situation is set up that Dawson's going to get hurt or Pacey's going to get hurt. Like, people are just going to get hurt. And it kind of turned out that everyone got hurt.
Yeah, sometimes that's how it be. You know what I mean?
Sometimes that's how it be. That's true, Mary. Oh, my God. And then, a big letdown. Pacey asks, like...
Oh, this was so
I know.
annoying.
So is that it? Joey's like, yeah, well, it has to be.
No, he says it's over,
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, even more finale, like...
It has to be.
I mean, no, it doesn't have to be. You're choosing D.
Yeah, it's a choice. It's still your choice.
Yeah. And he's giving you an ultimatum, which you're not supposed to give into.
But Joey is so much like, I have to do the right thing. You know, she's very moral also.
But do you really think that Dee's gonna forgive her? No.
I know, that was the hard part.
And what's gonna happen now? She's gonna date D? I don't think so.
No.
But then Pacey's like, maybe you should be the first one to go this time.
Yeah.
So she walks about 5 feet away, and then she stares at the true love for a while. Like, you're still really within talking distance. But okay.
I thought he, like, walked away already. I was like, where'd he go? Because I thought she looked back and he was gone. I was like, oh.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. It was a lot.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. I mean, what do you think is going to happen in the next episode?
Oh, my God. Well, I feel like Dawson might cry.
Oh, my God.
Maybe what'll happen is, like, the dust will settle a little bit. They'll all do some thinking. They'll all go talk to Jen. Jen will give them all really good advice. They might listen to it. And then they'll all talk to each other, and then Dawson will be so sad because he knows he can't stand in the way of true love. I don't know. That's my guess.
I don't know either. It's kind of wild.
Or maybe they'll drag it out and make it an up and down thing for a while.
Just like they did with Dawson.
Oh my God.
And Joey.
Yeah. You know they like to do that to us.
It's never ending. Yeah. Wow. I mean, what an episode. Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it. It was totally different episode.
Yeah, I liked it.
I did like it.
And
I think
I thought it
Pacey,
was funny. I was cracking up at some.
It was funny. Yeah, it was funny. It was cute. It was emotional. I thought Pacey and Joey really did have really good chemistry. You know, it was nice to see Jen push out Henry.
Oh yeah.
That was rewarding. Yeah. We got a little taste-o-grams. We don't always.
I know, I want more.
I know.
Give me more. Give me more.
Grams is gonna come home and be like, I can tell a boy was in this house.
I smell them. And she did say, Jennifer! And when it happened in the episode, I just looked at my roommate and was like, Jennifer.
Nice.
I can't not say it.
It is funny. So, I wonder if we'll find out where Grams went.
I don't know. I hope
I'm curious.
Yeah, what's she up to?
Grams, we want to know your secrets.
Yeah, Grams.
Spill.
Don't be so aloof.
Yeah.
Well, Christine, you had ample time to be doing your day.
Mary, it's so true. I did. I had quite a while.
Yeah.
You know, I wish I said this one, but I didn't. He makes you want to give him a bath.
Yeah,
that's easy. A cute one. That's not easy. That's tough. But it's a cute line. I also did not say I'm going to throw down.
Oh, it'd be easy
but
too.
I'm such a peaceful girl. I have to... peaceful woman. Correction. But I did say to my mom, we should do karaoke. Over the break, I did, because...
Oh, I remember.
You remember,
that.
Because over New Year's, listeners, I think we talked about this on our previous episode, our family, when we were all young and, like, the whole family spent New Year's Eve together, we did family karaoke.
Yeah, but I didn't tell you to say we should do karaoke. I told you to do karaoke.
I know, I was trying to get past you.
Yeah, you were. You think I forget?
I thought you forgotten.
forget. Oh, do not try to trick a trickster.
Ooh, dang, Mary, dang.
Yeah, because that's a negative point for you for lying.
No. You're so Dawson right now.
No, I can't even stand to look at you.
Storm away.
Well, Christine, you gave me ones that I just...
That's the voice of someone who did not do their dare.
Well, that's the same voice that you should have had. Because you didn't
I
do
thought
yours
that
either.
would be a half point. Because I said do karaoke.
No, it's a negative
That's
one.
terrible.
I wasn't able to do them because I forgot about it and I was in a foreign country. And then
Excuses.
No, there's a fine line between a saint and a moron. And I'm a saint.
Okay.
And just because I'm not talking and saying my dares doesn't mean I'm not thinking about them.
Oh, Mary.
So, boom.
I don't think you're thinking about them.
The
if you were thinking about them, you would have said them.
I would have done them. All right, well, this week I've got really good dares.
Oh, good. I don't really have great ones, but let's see what you got.
I thought the dialogue in this one was funny, so I've got good ones written down. All right, so here's the first one. You don't have to bother filling in the expletive.
Oh, yeah, I like that. That was Jen.
No, that was Joey.
Shit. Oh, yeah, that's right, when she was kissing Pacey.
Yeah. So the next one we have is a Andie line. Free books make me giddy. It's good because you're kind of like a book nerd.
It's true. I was reading right before we were podcasting. What is it?
I'm not going to ask you about the book. Great. What is it?
It was not.
Free books make me giddy.
Free books make me giddy? And Mary, the book I was reading for the record, I finished that Norwegian one.
I know.
So it was different.
You just want to tell the listeners?
Listeners, I'm currently reading East of Eden, rereading it by John Steinbeck.
You see, nobody asked.
Mary, you said, don't you want to tell the listeners? And I said, yes.
No, I said you just want to tell
listeners,
the
I do. I want to share my book.
I wasn't inviting you to tell them.
Well, it's too late. I want to recap a book again on the pod.
My
like
God.
I did with Ethan Frome. That was my favorite episode.
Wow, was it? It was early.
Oh, it was like the 4th
too.
or something. It was so early. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, go ahead. What's the other one?
All right. The last one is what you intended does not provide me any solace.
Oh, dramatic.
And I kind of gave you like a reading there, so do with it what you will.
Do I get an extra point if I do it that way? Dang.
No. You're just trying to get points.
I desperately need. I have a -1. I'm probably way in the hole right now.
Yeah, you're way behind.
I don't know about that. You're not that good at it either.
Yep, I'm really good at it. I do my dares more often than you do.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true.
That's true. Listeners, back me up.
One of our listeners is like going to count. And it's going to be like, you've done the dares twice.
Yeah.
It's going to be so pathetic.
You could count on one hand. But,
I'm sure you could. They're hard to do. I wonder if any of our listeners do them. Listeners, you should try to do the dare and tweet at us if you do it.
Yeah, tweet at us, but you won't get any points.
No, you won't get points, but it'll be really exciting and inspirational. I'll be like, oh, the listeners did it.
I know. We'll be like, if our listeners are doing the dares, then
exactly. I'm going to want to do it for you.
Yeah. Yeah, do it for the
Mary,
listeners.
I have to give you this one because, like, how could I not? Okay. You ever have one of those days you wish you could live all over again?
Oh.
Just like, it kept coming up. I thought that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
So that's one for you.
What is it? You ever have one of those days you wish you could live? Or do?
I don't know. I should know. I wrote it down fast at the beginning.
Let me see if I have it. Live all over again.
Okay. Another one you could do is the answer's a big fat yes.
Love
I feel like that could be a fun one to say.
Yeah.
Did I write down any? I didn't. Yeah, I guess I didn't write down as many quotes. This one, but I don't know if it would work as a dare. You didn't tell me. I just thought that was such a dramatic line, the way Dawson said it. You didn't tell me. It was good.
You didn't tell me.
So, I could give you girls gotta eat, huh? That could be a good one.
Okay, so I got 4.
Oh, you get all 4? Okay, well, you could have all 4. Oh, man, no! wait. Can I take those 2 back and give you this one instead?
Taking them both back.
Well, you could have 5 if you want. I just want to give you There's Always the Creek.
Oh, good.
I love that one too, Dawson. There's Always the Creek.
I don't know what kind of context
I know that was hard. You could have 5.
Love it. Do you want a 4th now?
Well, if you have one ready.
You could call something a little mini drama.
Oh, okay. A little mini drama. Oh, I forgot about that. Was cute.
Yeah. It wasn't cute, it was mean.
It was mean?
Henry.
Oh, that was mean. I thought Dawson said it. No, I can't remember who said what this episode.
Well, nothing Dawson said this episode was cute. He was being all crybaby-ish.
Dawson was really struggling, it's true.
Struggle busting away.
Wow.
Oh, listeners, we hope you're happy that we're back. It's crazy hectic. I mean, I feel bad. This month is also crazy. I'm working like a dog all the time.
There's a dirty dog.
I hope I'm being a dirty dog. I hope that we can be consistent again.
Oh, we can. We had to take a holiday hiatus.
I hope so, though. Next week I'm working all late.
Oh, are you, Mary?
Yeah, I'll try to watch the episode over the weekend though, and then like be ready to go.
Okay, well, take your time.
Like my freaking boss has me on all these nights. I'm like, come on, man.
So you know I have to pod.
Yeah, yeah, it's frustrating.
Well, Mary, take care of yourself, listeners. You'll understand if we can't pod next week.
Have some compassion.
But we are. I'm happy to be back at it.
I am too. I mean, I missed it. And it was weird that we didn't do it when we were together, but our parents were up so late every night, and then, like, we didn't want to, we felt bad kind of, like, showing them away.
It's true. And we don't spend that much time with them, so.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you all were busy with your families also.
Yeah.
Holidays, holidays are kind of like a no man's land. Everything stops. Just like the federal government, but shh. Although the House just voted, I got a breaking news alert to reopen the government.
Oh, did you? Oh, good.
But it's got a long road ahead of it.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, so.
Oh, man. Well, listeners, we hope that you had a really good holiday and that you got to spend time with some loved ones, whether that's friends or family or your pets.
Or your stuffed animals.
Or your stuffed animals. And, we hope that this 2019 brings you joy and laughter and creativity.
I like that, Mary. And thanks to all the listeners who are connecting with us on Twitter. I was happy to see, Mary, like 13 people liked our New Year's tweet. That was a lot.
Oh,
listeners, you're the best. Thank you. And if anyone's listening and they don't know, we're on Twitter at Dawson Cries, WAH Dawson Cries, and we love we love to interact with you online. It's really fun. So tweet at us, follow us, give us a shout out. We're also on.
We're friendly. We're not like. Sometimes you tweet at people and they're like, why are you tweeting at? No,
we like it. We don't drag anyone. We're not like mean Twitter people. No.
Well, we drag only Dawson.
Yeah. We'll like send you a heart emoji. We're sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet as pie.
We're sweet.
And we're also on iTunes, but only if you leave us the Sweet as Pie 5-star review.
Yeah, give us that good. That's what we want. 5 stars, baby.
That's the goal. And it would make us...
All right, let us know if you have any resolutions. Tweet at us, too.
Oh, yeah, it's always interesting.
I've been thinking of them not as resolutions, but as dares.
Hey, so that works with the pod, Mary.
Oh, it does. Wow, maybe that's where I thought of it.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah, it's a good way to think of it. It's less like resolution. It just sounds like it's so wordy. It sounds like almost something you're dreading or like... Oh, I resolve to, like, be miserable in the new year because I'm doing X, Y, Z. But a dare is like, oh, man, let me, like, test this out, see if I can do it.
I like it.
It's less, it's more fun.
Yeah, it's like truth or dare. It's like we're with Abby Morgan.
Oh, my God, Abby, R.I.P.
Abby.
I miss her so much.
I know, it's sad.
All right, listeners, well... We're so happy that you're still here with us. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you next week.
Yeah, we're aiming to see you next week. Have a great week. And I have to say, like I do every episode, we love you.
I knew you were going to do
I can't resist.
Alrighty, listeners. Bye.
Bye.